And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, and welcome to Dreamy Dreamland. It is 4th of July, Independence Day. You feeling independent? Feeling lucky? You know, we have Jojo the used car salesman running for president, and he is um, deluded. And that's when you can't really tell what's going on. You can't tell what's your memory and what's going on right here at this minute, and you get confused and you look befuddled, and there you are. Right? And then there is Donnie Chump, who basically is you know, demented, because um, he basically only wants what he thinks is real. And that's why he lies all the time, because he thinks that's real, right? And he wants what he wants. And anybody who doesn't want that is in for a big hurt. So those are our choices for president. And they don't really facilitate the best governance, right? So you mix in a war in Ukraine with a guy named Vladimir Putin, and Vladimir, the stand-up comedian, you basically so um, you hear him talking about he's going to use nuclear weapons. Right? Well, there are all kinds of nuclear weapons, and there are dirty bombs, there are neutron bombs. Dirty bombs don't really, you know, do the big mushroom cloud thing, but it lets off a lot of isotopes that spread. And the neutron bomb is like putting everyone in the microwave oven. Then they have these things called EMPs, right? Electromagnetic pulse. And so you shoot a missile from Russia up into space. It goes to the middle of America. The device detonates up there. There's no mushroom cloud. There's no city on fire, but all the electricity is gone. Toast. Not coming back. Right? Ever. So here we are. That's why I'm doing this. Normally on 4th of July, I sit under a tree and pray for peace and don't speak to anybody or talk or say anything. But this 4th of July, I thought I'd put my hand out to you guys and say, go buy some canned food. So how's that pancakes doing? Mmm. Let's see what that is. So it's been 10 minutes since I put an order in. See how long it takes. Anyway, so this place used to be a really interesting place. This was a hardware store, right? And there used to be a big potbelly stove in the middle of the store, and there was a real. They actually had a real Cracker Barrel, and but mostly people use that to just put your feet up, because around the wood stove and the Cracker Barrel there were all these seats from the old movie theater that went underwater when they built the dam and flooded the whole valley. They took out a whole town. That was a pretty big town. I mean, back in the day, before you know ETSU, or and okay, and the eggs and the sausage, right, and the grits, and so that's my breakfast. So I came here to try out the breakfast, see what that's like. Right? And so anyway, this place used to be really Americana. The guy sitting across from me and me, we're the last two with the Americana. And but they do have Wi-Fi. The only thing those guys had was, I mean, they were a little more interesting than the internet. They had really great stories, and there'd be 10 guys sitting around, kind of, drinking beer and spitting tobacco on the floor. They can't do that now. Everyone wears uniforms here. So now I did have some tacos here a couple last week, and they weren't that bad, and they were only $3. I'm getting a breakfast special for 8. I think the whole thing was 8. Along with these things, I think it was $12. I bought 2 of these. Brisk, half and half. Tea and lemonade, not bad. If I only drink 1 or 2 of those a week, not bad. My blood sugar was pretty good. It was about 110, so that was pretty good. Anyway, so detonation of EMP over the United States, it would take out if they put it up like over the United States, it would if they blew it up over New York City, right? What it would do, take all the United States, pretty much all of Canada, a good chunk of Mexico, and Ireland, England, and a good chunk of what's on the Atlantic, France, Netherlands, Denmark, Sweden, those guys, Iceland, no electricity. Now, Iceland could get back up relatively quick because a good portion of their electricity comes from geothermal. So they don't have to worry about fuel, right? They got the generators, etc. And last time I looked, Iceland, they have a small population, so they have a pretty robust, I think, their whole system. I think there are a few countries that actually have their electric grid protected, right? We aren't one of them. Our electric grid is like from the 1960s. So it's going to be interesting. That's all I can say. I'm reading a very interesting book. This lady is really a very good writer, right? And she, let's see.
Just a couple more minutes. That Sasha's links take a little bit longer.
Okay. I'm entertaining myself. Yeah, I always do. Where is my live chat? Live chat. Okay. Okay, you guys can now chat. So, what do you think's going to happen? That's my sense is that Vlad's going to lob a few nukes. I think he's going to do a real nuke in Ukraine. I think he's going to take out Kiev and Odessa. And that's like kicking the hornet's nest because they have probably 200 to 300 F-16s ready to go. And they have all of the assemblage. I mean, and they don't have airfields. These things are taken off of long roads. So it'd be hard to hit them, right? Kiev, you can't move Kiev. That would kill, maybe 250,000 people in Ukraine. And Russia has already lost probably roughly somewhere between 100,000 and 500,000 young soldiers, right? And Ukraine has lost as many or more because their average age of their soldiers is 45. So, and they have lost roughly somewhere between 10 and 60,000, civilians. And Russia has taken, of course, somewhere between 6,000 and 1 million mommies with kids because their demographic is off. Within 10 years, Russia will be old people. They'll have nobody even to work in the factory. So that's why they're doing this. This is the last gasp for Putin. And that's why he'd be glad to use nuclear weapons, because he doesn't care. So, all of this is scripted by the hidden hand, Hail Hydra, and when it falls to. Anyway, you just go watch the Captain America stories, right? And Thanos is just a metaphor for what's going down. So. Pretty much everybody around here don't have a clue. Because either holler folk who are being hollowed out by the real estate mob, and they don't even know. Yeah, everyone's wearing string T-shirts and no hats, and I have my little hat covers the back of my neck. Big brim. There it is. I'm excited. Yep.
Looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, baby. And if I could have some butter.
I'll be right back.
I thought I got 3 pancakes. Ma'am? Ma'am? I thought it says 3 pancakes, doesn't it? On the little
It
board
does.
there?
I'll be right back. Thank you.
Yeah. Be good. Also ask her. And no butter. So we're heading for some very strange times. Now, in the Roman Empire, and the Huns coming, taking everyone's head. Sometime. 100 years of Persian Empire sweeping over Europe. That was interesting. Time of the Moors. Spanish Inquisition. Now that was interesting. Generally, this food is fair, very good. Service. But it is. The kitchen was told to us I don't know. But it was really pretty good. Wow. It would get really busy and then 5 minutes. Nobody there? Sometimes, we get it 5.
Sorry about that pancake. There you go.
And butter.
And butter. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, so then they suckered me into it. I didn't just think it was all right, have a good day. Happy 4th of July. Who is this? What is there anything?
You just keep following through 21. Don't turn off of it, just follow it straight, and then you'll finally get to the intersection. There's a straight line here on your left, and you'll turn right.
You know.
There is. As you're going towards there is what they call crash stand. There'll be like parking on your left, and then on the right, there's like a little
So, happy 4th of July. What are you guys going to do? I'm going to go back. In deep clean. Let's read this book. Anyway, so there have been some, it's the Hunger Games, that's a good example where we're going. There was a TV show, I forgot what it's called, but it was a very similar thing. They were going around with some kind of technology that got rid of all electricity on the planet. There were no planes, no cars, no tanks, no machine guns, still artillery, but moving around and stuff. So you had these little factions killing each other. Are you
All
there?
right. There you go.
Kind of like the TV show, Big Dead or whatever that was. mix in. Some plastic things. Thumbs up for that. Frozen.
With serving all this.
So where'd you come from?
Where did I come from? Ohio originally,
Ohio.
but I have been here for a long time.
Oh, in this neck of the woods?
Say that again?
In this neck of the woods?
I live in Hampton.
Oh, okay.
No, because he was supposed to be part of the French.
You know Lisa?
Lisa?
She owns the fork. And that diner right there.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm not very good at names. I remember a face a long time ago.
Kind of one of the queens of Hampton. What part of Ohio?
Northeast Ohio, right outside of Canton,
Yep.
little tiny place called New Concord.
What was that river that caught fire?
I can't remember.
It's the biggest river in Ohio. Where all the rubber and chemical factories are. What's the interstate that goes through there? Is that because when it goes over that river, it goes to the major cities, connects the two big cities? I don't think it's 40.
It's not 40.
75?
75. Yep, thank you.
Anyway, I was driving over that, and my buddy said, "Hey, look over there." And the river was on fire.
Oh gosh. That's pretty wild.
Yep. And that's when the EPA started. After that, that looks like a,
That'll do it. Paul.
yeah. We should do something about that. Did you ever go to Asheville?
Asheville, North Carolina? Yes, absolutely.
And there's a place called Canton in Waynesville. Canton used to have a big paper mill there. And they would just, they were paying somebody off because they would just let off the chemicals. And it would, depending on, they call this the Smoky Mountains, and that's basically fog, right? And how low that fog was, it would burn, not on fire, but kill all the trees. And you could taste it. Canton to Asheville is maybe 40 miles. And you wake up and
That's a shame, isn't it?
well, it's kind of deadly. Asheville has one of the highest rates of cancer in the country
Really?
because they have I-26 and I-40 going right through the city. They have 1 million cars go through that city every day.
Wow.
And it's a valley with no outlets.
That'll do it.
That'll do it, yep. Mm-hmm. Well, that ain't the only place. America's got a lot of that.
All right.
And I'm about to have a lot more of it.
Yes, sir.
Like this 321 here. I was built for farmers, right? Not tractor trailers.
Well, we definitely have tractor trailers. Don't we?
Have you noticed spots where the road is sliding into the lake?
Things like that might be wild.
I talked to the head DOT guy, and he said, well, by law, they shouldn't be doing that. And I said, well, why are they doing it? Well, because money talks and nobody walks. You have kids? They go to Hampton?
I have 2 girls who have graduated from Hampton.
Mm-hmm.
Our son is still at Hampton High School, and I have 2 little ones in the elementary school.
Mhm. Did they go, no, if you live in Hampton, you would have never gone to Little Milligan School.
My 3 youngest went to Little Milligan for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Handy.
Closing it down, they're probably gonna turn it into a Dollar General.
I think it's pretty sad. Pretty sad.
That school was great. The average student-teacher ratio is 10 kids to a teacher.
And I was a teacher before I did this, so that is very hard to find.
And so they're gonna go to Hampton where, well, they're gonna put them all in Elizabethton, where it'll be like 60 kids to a class.
It'll be much different.
It's much different.
I think most of them will go to Hampton Elementary.
Mm-hmm. Until they close that place too.
We'll see how it goes.
Because the rich people coming here, they don't want to pay the property taxes to have school. They don't have kids. If they do, they send them to a private school.
Yeah.
I bet you, I'm kidding. They would never, the Dollar Tree, not Dollar Tree, but Dollar General. If they're going to put a Dollar General along here, I'm going to do it across the street. You guys own that property? Maybe they won't.
We own 50 acres that this sits on. We own the spot beside the fire hall.
Mhm.
And then we own that riverfront property.
All from
Right
there,
down through here.
how far down does it go?
Pretty far.
Pretty far. To where the turn is?
Mhm.
Pretty far.
So we own quite a bit.
Yeah.
And then we have the 30 acres at Sugar Hollow Retreat.
So the boat ramp down the road, right?
Mhm.
To be my beach.
Did it?
Well, in the middle of the week, nobody be there. I go there. I put my lawn chair in the water and read a book. Because the trees are kind of right there, right? That place is chock-a-block, 24/7. I mean, every day of the week, there's 10, 20 trailers in there.
Yes.
Yep. Seems I can find a really great place. I get to live there maybe 10, 20 years. I lived in Asheville for 10 years,
Okay.
and when there was nobody there.
It's very different than it used to be.
I can't even go there. I lived in Lynchburg.
Mm-hmm.
Lynchburg was like the San Francisco of the East Coast. Have you ever been to Lynchburg?
I have.
So you have the James River, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the hill goes up there.
Mm-hmm.
And the downtown is kind of built up that first part of the hill. And it had these beautiful avenues with these step sidewalks. And it was very nice. When I lived there in the early O's, there was nobody there. Jerry hadn't showed up yet.
There you go. There you go.
And the, Motorola was there.
Mm-hmm.
He bought all of those things and he made his school in the factory buildings. And then he built the edifice that he did. He was he was a good buddy of mine.
Was he?
Well, he could tell me anything and I wouldn't say anything.
That's how you make a good buddy.
Right? And people would look us, they could never figure how I could be with that guy.
Well,
Same with Billy Graham. I had a consulting business, so I used to fly out of Asheville. I only had 3 flights a day. 6 in the morning, 11 in the afternoon, morning, 1 at 4. And I would fly out of that place maybe 3 times a month. And Billy Graham would be on that airplane. And we'd be the only one. Nobody, because both of us weren't morning guys. So, and we'd have the greatest time. And after about 8 years, I see him 6 times a month. And he'd bring baked goods from his wife. And the stewardesses would be the same stewardess, so they would bring really good coffee and stick it in there. So we would have a nice.
that seems like a lovely part of your life.
I mean,
that seems
yeah,
good.
she was. It was like we had our own private jet.
Sounds great.
And that's my luck. I keep stumbling into places like that, but then they get destroyed.
Well, I hope you can keep on finding those places.
I didn't think I was going to have to. I thought this was far enough. It was actually 40 miles in any direction, the closest Walmart's And I thought that would be keeping the, and there was no internet until they stuck it all over poles.
Yeah.
Did you see how all those poles snapped?
Oh, yeah. Sure did. I sure did.
And last summer when they stopped the traffic all the time doing that, and so the guy was out there and I said, so, because I used to do stuff like that. I said, you know, these poles weren't designed for that. He goes, I'm just a subcontractor.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
No one's responsible if it doesn't get done right.
Right. Well, pancakes were good. You work on the time, but the kitchen's all the way over there. Anyway, we got a little history story. And, oops, I haven't finished my grits.
What do you know? I just skipped out and all the accident. Yeah. I feel so bad for her. I know it's about an hour and a half.
Anyway, nobody's there. Had breakfast. I'll give you a little picture of what we're looking at. Could be looking at. And here it is. What time is it? Oh, 10:30. Good day, Chef. So you could easily have alien invasion today. I mean, that's why they made this movie. Something that, I mean, right now, the English are having, you know, the stupid election. I mean, the prime minister made the announcement in front of Downing Street, his house, in the pouring rain. You'd think he could invite him in to the hallway or the living room, but he was drenched like a rat, kind of. Arr. Mm. So I'm going to say goodbye. So long.